Hi, hello, welcome. Welcome back to another Onkruid video, and welcome back to an unedited Soulstone Survivors video, but a special one. A special one because we are gonna try to figure out if we are actually capable of doing some endless mode content as well. At the start, we're playing with the Sentinel, by the way. I think this guy's name is the Sentinel, right? At least he has his arcane slash at the start. Pardon me. We're also just trying to complete curse level 3 on this final map, the 5th map. The Dungeon of Despair, its name is, if I'm not mistaken. I'm definitely not mistaken. But we're also gonna see what the Endless mode has to offer. And I think we're gonna go with Overlord mode, which is the red one, because I hope that one is gonna be finished a bit sooner. And with finished I mean I die, of course, because, well, I don't have infinite time on my hands. I need to get to work later today still. The runes we took imply or kind of advise us to take critical hits, critical hit upgrades. For now, a regular old damage upgrade is not bad at the start, but if we will see something with critical, we definitely want to take that. We also are hoping to achieve vicious strikes, and we are just hoping to have an amazing time in the Endless mode, because I haven't played Endless mode since the last time I did it on camera, which is probably 10 episodes ago maybe already, or something like that. As always, we are still looking for frontal, physical, all of those abilities. For now, arcane power is going to be very nice because multicast is very much helpful when we are facing with this type of build, as you all know. So having arcane power at the start is going to be not bad. It's going to be quite hard for us. Oh, all right. Now we're talking. Now we're in business. I was gonna say it's gonna be quite hard for us to get rid of these first monsters, but now that we get vicious strikes, I think everything is gonna be a-okay in the end. We have been getting vicious strikes quite a lot lately, and I'm not complaining at all, don't get me wrong. I really love getting myself some vicious strikes, but it kind of came to my attention. Swing, lasting, area, physical. It's not frontal, but it is physical, and I definitely like the ability, so maybe let's see if we can make Bladestorm work, huh? Critical damage modifier, that's something we want. We want to crit. I think I'm gonna try to get rid of Bladestorm immediately, because I feel like we would be better off with something... Where are we? Because now I took Flurry as well, and that's kind of the same problem as the thing I just was describing, but I want something really hard hitting, because that first hit is always going to be critical, and I don't want to waste it on just a Bladestorm proc. I think we might go for Behemoth, considering we're going endless, and considering we know that the Body Slam can deal a hell of a lot of damage if we do actually find it, and that damage is increased according to our maximum health. Alright, this is gonna be a bit of a marathon video, so I guess... Ooh, Heroic Strike, that's what we're looking for. I guess I should definitely make sure that I don't multicast chance of area. If we do this, we kind of lock in Bladestorm and Flurry. You know what, let's just try it. We still have one open slot, let's just see what it gives. All we want is to increase the prestige level of this character either way, so, and complete the first level, the general run, because we want to complete the 3rd level of curses. But I think that's not going to be a problem at all with the current rune setup we have. Because it's a bit of a marathon video, I definitely need to make sure that I give my vocal cords a bit of some well-deserved rest in between. So maybe the Ramble Chain will take a bit more precaution, a bit more breaks. Titan's Cleavers. Titan's Cleaver is nice. A bit more breaks on today's docket of commentary. But don't you worry, we will still ramble on about a bunch of shit. The area modifier of frontal skills, yeah, I think we want that. I think we definitely want that. For now, our damage is a bit less potent than what we were used to at this level with these types of builds, but I feel like we are still dealing some nice damage. But we definitely need something to wow us. We need something crazy. Or we just need our Heroic Slash to one-shot that guy. It didn't one-shot, it did quite a lot of damage. I think we need our multicast to be up even further. Area effect of Arcane Slash and Arcane Power. No, I don't think we want that. Give me the cast frequency upgrade. Give me the health upgrade. We are still looking for Body Slam, so I guess we are gonna have to replace something with Body Slam. Maybe the Arcane Slash. If we actually get Body Slam, that is, because of course it could also happen that we don't see it throughout the entire run. All possibilities and all things we can worry about later, because for now all we need to worry about is getting through these first levels, leveling up quickly so that we can get a bit of a potent build going here. I miss Body Slam, that's for sure, because I know that it deals a shitload of damage right from the get-go, or it did in my last run, at least with the Barbarian. Quick Strike, no, not necessarily what we're looking for. Critical damage modifier, we are definitely still going for those crits, because of our rune build, right? Relentless, a nice cast speed upgrade, cast frequency modifier, whatever you want to call it. Either way, I'm attacking fast, yeah? You know who doesn't attack fast? Swain. Swain in League of Legends. Played 2 Swain games yesterday. I have this tendency of sorting my champions based on mastery, which basically means that the champions you played the least of during your time in League, after they added the mastery update, which has been years ago, the champions you have played the least of are at the bottom, and I sometimes just like to scroll down to the bottom and really look at, I haven't touched this champion at all, or at least not for a while, let's get into him a bit again. And Swain was on that list right there. And I saw him at played in the Worlds games a bit, so I knew that he was potent. I knew that he had it in him to be a kind of a carry person. And the first game was a hard-fought game. We really had to come back from well, we were behind for a while, and we really had to come back strong. We had to coordinate as a team, make sure that we got the picks on the enemies, because we definitely couldn't win in all-out fights because they were just too strong, especially their jungler was just fed into oblivion. And we did manage to come back in the end. And at one point I landed a sick triple kill in the top lane. I still vividly remember it because it was such a nice and amazing moment, and I think that kind of saved the day for us a little bit. Although our general team coordination and just the fact that nobody gave up in the end actually was the winning factor, was exactly what we needed to power through and achieve the victory in the end. And then the second game was a shitfest. I absolutely fed that game. It was on Swain again. I was laning against Fizz, and although I felt like the Fizz wasn't that great of a player, the early game Fizz damage is something you definitely shouldn't sneeze at. At level 1 he pressed his E on me and 1/4 of my health bar was just gone, and Swain doesn't really have that kind of potency at the early game. He's more of a scaler a little bit. And then their jungler also really liked mid Wukong. And again, the jungler of the enemy team was the problem for us throughout the entire game. He really wreaked havoc among enemy lines, which were our lines because he was on the enemy. But either way, it was not a fun game. Not a fun game at all. I feel like with the recent update, they changed jungler items and jungle mechanics in League of Legends quite a lot. Normally you had like a couple of options and the jungler had to farm up a little bit. Now you have this item where you have a little Pokemon next to you, you have a little pet. And I feel like all of those items are just really strong. And they are also prompting junglers to farm up in the early game, which makes them very strong as soon as team fights start happening. So it's quite hard to deal with them lately, especially as an AD carry, which is the role I most of the time still play. It's not a fun role. If you ever play League, don't try to play marksman or AD carry. You will hate your guts. You will hate your time in the game. Either way, I still had a blast in those games though. I'm enjoying my League of Legends time lately. Play 1 game a day most of the time, maybe 2 if I have a lot of time in the evening, but mostly just 1 game, and that's quite enough. I know that it's not gonna be enough to actually get good at the game and actually progress throughout the ranked system, upgrade my MMR a little bit into the platinum range, because I'm just a gold scrub, which is not high at all. But it is enough to have a blast, to have fun, and that's the most important part. Of course, getting a higher rank is quite cool and stuff, and it feels nice, but it's not the most important thing for me. I just want to have fun with my friends, and that's definitely something we try to do. If my nephew doesn't get mad and rage quits because I question his decision of going back into a bush when the fat enemy jungler was clearly over on that side. True story, happened yesterday. I'm so very sorry if you're watching this, brother. I didn't mean to offend you. I was just wondering if your head was so far up your ass that you didn't notice that you just walked straight back into the bush. No, all positive vibes, all good energy here. Behemoth, we have quite a lot of health, but we're still looking for the body slam, and by now I don't know which skill I'm going to replace with it. That's a prank. I know I'm going to replace flurry because that doesn't feel impactful at all, but I haven't stumbled across the body slam yet. Whew. This morning I was on my regular old YouTube morning binge just to get out of that sleeping rut, just to really get into the mood of starting today. I watched a video of a couple that bought a very, very large monastery type of building in the south or north of France. I'm not sure. I believe it was actually the north of France, to be frank with you, to be completely honest. It used to be owned by nuns, and they used to take care of the building and live there, but because of the heating prices for such a large building, they were not able to continue living there, and the building had been on sale for a while, so long in fact that nature had completely taken over again. Everything was overgrown to the brim, especially the entire courtyard was just filled with grass and weeds and Onkruid, if you will, the name of the channel. It's weeds in Dutch if you don't know. It's because I don't want to get out of your head. Get out of my head, you know. But either way, it was a very enjoyable video. I love that type of content in my YouTube recommended. Just random things that I would normally never look up, but that I definitely want to see. And then afterwards, I watched a day in the life of an intern at an investment banking firm in New York, which was just quite nice for the shots and stuff. I always like watching a day in the life videos, but I didn't quite understand many of the things that he was talking about. So he was talking about like, yeah, you have interest rates and you have these kind of sales and you have these kinds of deals where you invest in the name of a company and you have these kinds of things, and you need to make sure that you watch this tutorial on Excel sheets, and you have to make sure that, and you know, I was not really following along, but it was still interesting, and I always love seeing some beautiful New York shots. If I do want to see some beautiful New York shots, I could also go over to Casey Neistat's channel, of course. Still have some videos of that absolute legend to catch up on. Probably one of my favorite YouTubers in existence, because he is just the OG. He has been doing it for way longer than anyone, or well, not than anyone, but he has been doing this for a long time. And he's the kind of guy that made the daily vlog format popular. The popular that blew up a couple of years ago on YouTube and is still going strong to this day, I believe. Here we go. The last couple of lords for this stage of the game. Get rid of the Incarnation of Fire first, because we know that he can mess us up. For now, all I'm doing is making sure that I don't get messed up by other things. Come on, we do have a nice consistent DPS output, but it's nothing amazing, it's nothing insane. I definitely feel weaker than our previous runs. Anyway, effect for the swings. Alright, the Incarnation of Fire is gone. Now we already have our good old friend, the Plague Bearer, opposing us. We definitely know how to deal with him. We have studied every single move in his portfolio on chess.com. We don't need vibrating anal beads to predict his moves. No, we can just kill him like that. Increased potency on the multicast. Upgrade, please. And then we're headed into the red portal. This is supposed to be like overlord mode or something, right? I've never done this before. Gotten a lot of achievement. I feel like we unlocked the necromancer. Alright, we all know what the next episode is going to be about. I feel like this is the endless mode that was implemented in the game previously before they separated it, because I see that we just are headed back up to like, hey, kill so many enemies so that the lords can spawn and then kill the lords. Nothing too crazy. I didn't definitely see that the monsters that are opposing us are stronger from the get-go. They have a lot more health, but at least we have some consistent DPS. We shouldn't have taken that because we are still trying to replace the flurry, but I just... no, don't do it. But I just tried to... I looked at the colors and I saw that this was the best color, and then I was like, alright, I need to take this. Is the body slam... You know, the body slam might be a skill that is specific for the barbarian, so we can... It's possible that we have been wasting our rerolls and our time this entire time. It's possible that we can't even achieve the body slam on this character. We should have taken that into account a bit sooner, probably. So I guess maybe for now we will keep the flurry and we will just see where it goes. Still upgrading our critical damage modifier and critical chance whenever we get the chance. But these enemies are definitely putting up a fight, you know, they die rather slowly. Let's just see how far we can get. As soon as we are further into this part of the run, the enemies will start spawning quicker also, I presume, and that will help us out a lot. Area effect on the Blade Storm. Try to cover the entire screen a little bit. And by now you can't even notice that we have runes that... Yeah, let's just... 3 lords. Alright, that makes things different a little bit. How much health do they have? A lot. They have a lot of health, it seems like. Or am I seeing this incorrectly? No, I think I'm definitely seeing that correctly. Alright, well, I guess this Lord mode is not gonna last as long as I expected after all. Let's try and apply some bleed. We are already applying a lot of bleed. Some of them have 200 bleed sticks on there, but we're definitely not doing enough damage to make quick work of these lords. No, not in the slightest. Luckily, we have a whole bunch of tanky defensive upgrades, so we can survive. We can pack a punch for a while, but we shouldn't stay in their punches for too long, because we're not Muhammad Ali yet, I can tell you that much. Man, we haven't done a lot of damage on them yet. They have a whole lot of health, that's for sure. Let's just slowly but surely move in, move back out, and just try to get some nice debuff application on there. Apply a bunch of stacks of bleed. And make sure we don't dash around too much yet, because that will only make it harder for us, because we are coming closer and closer to spawning 3 more lords on top of our asses. Alright, let's move in a little bit. Try and dodge all the red markers on the ground. Subdue would have been nice, but that's a bit too late. A damage increase for the heroic strike. Leviathan, but we need something like a movement speed upgrade or an extra dash now, I think. And here we are again in this stage of the game where we realize that circling around the lords is a better approach than actually moving further away from them. Another damage increase for the heroic strike. Make sure that we get out of this. Double dash out of the fire lord's attacks. Alright, some high octane gameplay here. We're almost rid of one of them. Almost though. Not quite. Come on. We got this. We can attack them over the wall, I think, probably with our Blade Storm. Let's go for Fateful Strikes. Apply some Darkness stacks as well, because that was something we weren't doing yet. Whenever we apply a stack of bleed, we can also apply poison. I think that's going to be very beneficial for us, because we apply so much bleed. Look at our poison stacks going up immediately. Try and pick up this to pick up all the experience in the area. I don't think we did yet. Come on, I just want to get in here. I still didn't pick it up. Let's just get rid of all the lords at once, I believe. And the next ones are already almost on their way. Definitely a high octane game mode right here. Things are popping off. Come on. There we go. And just the incantation of ice left. We know how that guy acts. We know how he works. We know what he stands for. And we know how to knock him down. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Powerful strikes can never go wrong with just a raw little damage upgrade. But we definitely need more damage upgrades, because we are feeling quite weak for the first time in forever. Or for the first time in a long while at least. The next 3 lords are almost spawning already, so that's nice. As I told you, now that we are further into this part of the run, the enemies are spawning quicker and quicker. I can't help but notice, oh no, I was gonna say that these purple meteors definitely have a larger hitbox, but it's just other attacks that have large hitboxes. Some nice critical upgrades, because we still have our vicious strikes doing work for us. And our defensive upgrades are definitely paying dividends as well. I feel like we don't have the multicast chance of frontal. Yeah, sure. We don't have to fear getting one-shot all that much. Let's see, what do we have? We have the Chaos Bringer, the Fallen King, and the Prophetess. 3 enemies I think I will be able to deal with. At least there is no fire, incantation of fire here, so we can just apply a bunch of damage. Our poison stacks are rapidly stacking up because we are applying so much bleed. Our flurry is definitely probably helping in that front. Oh, there goes our first revive, and the second one might get popped immediately if we don't get out of here. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this little video. I don't think it's gonna last all that long anymore. We definitely need more movement speed or dashes at this stage in the game. Or more damage. Let's see if we can find something. The damage increase is nice. Leviathan is not what we need at all. We don't need to move even slower. Well, let's try and get rid of at least one more Lord of the Void, at least, to progress our achievements of killing like 500 of them. That's definitely an achievement that we still need to achieve. All in all, we will definitely have achieved quite a bunch of prestige points for our little sentinel buddy over here, so at least it will have been a success on that front. Some more maximum health. Come on, we can still do this. Just roam around in circles, apply your debuffs, you know what you're doing, you know what you have to do, and you are doing a great job at it. Stay nice and close so that your Blade Storm can do all the work. Keep dashing around in circles. Come on, we got this. We definitely got this. Should have taken Agile there to move around a little quicker, but what's done is done. For now, we are quite nicely dodging everything they throw at us. Oh, this is intense. This is very intense. One of them is almost dead. Would lighten up the screen a little bit probably if one of the lords would die right now. That's hard to dodge. Oh, goddamn. Some more maximum health even. Alright, one of them is dead. Try and pick up that gem. Or die. Die is also possible. How much? Alright, 13 prestige levels is still actually a bit less than what I would have liked. But all in all, I think that was quite efficient. And we showcased some of the endless mode shenanigans for a while. Although it wasn't as long as I hoped it would be. I feel like we still got some unlocks right. Beautiful. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.